If you visit New Hampshire and you specifically visit Somersworth and you go to that city, you will see near City Hall this right here. Like there's City Hall right behind me there in the picture. And in front of it, there's this little island on the road. And you could see two flags up there. The one on your left, as you are seeing the screen, is like the seal for the city of Somersworth. And the one on the right is the flag they decided to put up that day. Now, some of you may have seen the thing right here. What is that thing in between the flags? That would be a Ten Commandments monument. That's not even what the story is about, but it's there, and that shouldn't be there. But again, that's not the point. It's been there for like decades and decades and decades. It would be really hard to remove it at this point because tradition, but it is there. Anyway, the city has, I'm not talking about the Ten Commandments monument. We will talk just about the flags. So I said one of them is the city's flag, the other one is something else. And that something else for the past several years has been up to the people who live in that city. Basically, they have a flag policy that's pretty broad. It's open to any person or group or organization that promotes benevolence, tolerance, and diversity. And basically, anyone in the city can apply to have their flag or their group's flag put up on that second flagpole. They've been doing this for years now. In fact, in 2018, you can look this up, there was like a little kerfuffle because an atheist group wanted to put up a flag and some people got mad. Whatever, they had a right to do it. It wasn't like an evil flag or anything. And the city said, it's fine with us. And then the controversy died down. Whatever, not a big deal. But the thing about public forums is that at some point, requests are going to make people uncomfortable. And that is what happened last month when a member of the Satanic Temple, who goes by the amazing name Soren Malcontent, Soren requested and got approval to put up a flag for the Satanic Temple. And this is what happened on Halloween. Let me show you this right here. There's the Ten Commandments monument. If I zoom up here, if I scroll up here, there's the city flag on your left, and right above me, you have a black and white flag with Baphomet right up there. It's a very cute little flag representing the Satanic Temple. So they put that on the flagpole. And whatever, it was on Halloween day, and that was it. The mayor approved the request without much pushback or anything, so that's nice. And when Halloween came by and that flag was put up there, Soren Malcontent even delivered an invocation. And he ended it with these words: that which will not bend must break, and that which can be destroyed by truth should never be spared its demise. It is done. Hail Satan. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So that could have been the end of this story. Like, the Satanists requested their flag go up. The city said, okay, we're done now. Halloween's over. But a few days after the flag went up, the city council suddenly decided to change the entire flag policy. Check this out. This is from a city council meeting right here. And you can see at the top here, this is from Mayor Matt Girding, dated November 5th, update on the flag policy. And I'm going to scroll down right here. To align with current legal guidance and to further protect the city from abuse of this policy, I am recommending a revision to clearly state that flags flown at Citizens Place represent the expression and values of the city of Somersworth, and the flagpole is not a public forum for open requests. So basically, what the mayor is saying is that that second flag was open to anybody, but that means the city can't discriminate. The city gets to decide who goes up there. They got to put together a set of rules and all that stuff, and that could lead to problems. So we're just going to not have it be a public forum anymore. It is now a city-owned flagpole, and the city gets to decide what goes up there. Which, to be fair, they do have the right to do that. Like, if they called it a public forum and they said no to certain groups, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. But if the city says no one gets to request their flag go up, different story. The policy, I want to show you this too. That same policy says, so what should we put up on the second flagpole? And there was a list. He said, for next year, here's what we should do for that second flagpole. Let's have a coexist flag, a flag for Ireland and Greece and Earth Day and England and Arbor Day and POWs, emergency medical services. What else here? We got a pride flag, army flag, Juneteenth. They got a lot of flags scheduled to go up over the next year. Indigenous people flag. I don't have a problem with all those. That's fine. They seem to be trying to be diverse, but it still prevents minority groups that are known to stir controversy from time to time from participating in the rotation, right? One city council member even said at that meeting, these new rules are there to prevent strange or oddball groups from making the city put up its symbols. That city council member did not offer any specific examples. But then, if they pass this policy, which, by the way, spoiler, they did, now I'm wondering, well, if it's a city-owned flagpole and Citizens Place is now a city-owned area, why is that Ten Commandments monument still there? Take it down. It's not the citizens anymore. And in fact, at that city council meeting that they had this month, one of the board members, Paul Goodwin, he actually brought this up. He said it was hypocritical to remove public access to the second flagpole while ignoring the elephant in the room that there is a giant granite monument to Christianity directly next to these flagpoles. Very true. And one response was that, yeah, it's a Christian monument, but it's part of our town's heritage. It's not promoting religion, even though it's absolutely promoting religion. But in any case, they did not make a decision about the Ten Commandments monument. They did, however, approve the flag policy. And let me show you what the Satanic Temple said about all this. The Satanic Temple issued this statement. The Satanic Temple flies its flag over a city hall in New Hampshire as part of a public forum. There's our friend Soren up there giving the invocation. But look right here. Somersworth's decision is lawful, yet revealing. It mirrors a broader trend in which governments withdraw from pluralism when its demands become real. And then skipping ahead, the fleeting presence of the Satanic Temple's flag exposed how quickly civic commitments to pluralism can erode when tested in practice. For what it's worth, I called up Mayor Girding, or I emailed him. Basically, I wanted to know about the possible legal concerns he had. Like, if he adopted this policy, I wanted to know what his legal concerns were, if he was worried about the Ten Commandments monument. I wanted to know if he pushed this policy in response to the Satanic Temple putting up their flag, or was it a coincidence? Was this the plan all along? I also wanted to know his examples of the old policy being abused, because that's what he wrote in his memo. He has not written back to me yet. I did talk to Soren Malcontent, however, and he told me he actually initially requested that the Satanic flag go up all of October, a month-long celebration, and the city initially said yes, with the exception of like one day that someone else already had dibs on, and that was fine. But eventually, once the Satanic Temple delivered the flag to the city, they were like, they must have opened it up, and they're like, you know what, we're going to give you one day. That came after the mayor specifically requested to know more about the Satanic Temple. And then within a week, the policy changed. Is it a coincidence? You be the judge. I did ask Malcontent, like, did you want to put up the flag just so you could screw over the public forum? And he told me no. He said my goal was representation, which is awesome. So here's the thing. If you have a public forum, you got to allow everyone to sign up, and you have to have a really good reason if you're going to say no to it. But again, if the city wants to close that public forum, that's their right. But the fact that they changed it shows you how they love to brag about openness and diversity and welcoming people from all voices until something makes them super uncomfortable. The Satanic Temple did not do anything offensive. They just exist. But apparently that is enough to expose the weakness of this town's actual commitment to pluralism. I don't know. They did not have to change the policy, but I think they did not want a repeat of this incident to happen again. Maybe some group, like, they also don't like, but like really don't like, wants them to put up a flag. They don't want to be in a position where they have to say no. So they just said, to hell with everything. And honestly, if a single black flag with the pentagram is all it takes to make a city abandon its principles, I think the problem is not the Satanists anymore. It sounds like it's the city's leadership. I will pause there. What questions, thoughts we have here? By the way, oh, I saw that. We have Soren Malcontent in our chat. So everyone say hi to Soren and thank him for what he has done. Thank you so much. The flag still flies at my house now. Yes. Excellent. Everyone can see it. And maybe it's a public forum and we can all request to put up our flags on your front lawn. It never occurs to these people to just take down the damn flagpole. Seriously, they could totally. Is that the moral of all of our stories today? They could totally do nothing. Instead, they're choosing to do the absolute worst possible thing. You mean like pluralism isn't supposed to be a U.S. value? Clutches non-existent Christian pearls. Love it. They want to close the public forum that is centered by a Ten Commandments monument. I think they talked about we could just donate the Ten Commandments monument to a local church and be done with it, and then we're not going to get sued over it. I think now that there's some attention to this thing, again, maybe they're worried they could face a lawsuit over a Ten Commandments monument. Honestly, I don't even know how successful it would be at this point because they could just say it's tradition and the Supreme Court likes that. But again, you don't have to do this. You can just get rid of it. No one will care after like a week. One news cycle, it's over. Give it to a church. They could put it up on the front lawn.